My unforgettable trip to Romania. I remember the moment I decided to break free from my routines. The moment I chose to step outside my own borders, both literal and figurative. I was in my 20s, unsure of myself, wrestling with social awkwardness and a deep feeling of isolation. I hadn't made many friends in high school, and now in college, I kept wondering what I was missing, or if there was something wrong with me that I wasn't able to understand. It all started with a text-based game called Usurper. Think of it like a chat room where you could also battle mythical beasts. That's where I met someone a world away in Romania, and we quickly connected. Usurper was a fantasy world that gave you a prompt asking, "What would you like to do next?" My friend and I ignored that prompt and instead talked to each other about dragons and made each other laugh, turning the game into a refuge for connection and creativity. Over many years, we kept up this friendship through messages and letters, slowly turning a pixelated connection into something more real. One day, a college friend challenged me to break out of my routines and see the world from a different perspective. So I decided to do something I hadn't done before. I bought a plane ticket to visit my friend from Usurper without their knowledge, turning a long-standing invitation into a surprise meeting in their own town. Walking down the streets of this town in Romania, I felt both excited and nervous. The train station, the cobblestone, the statues that were everywhere. This was all different from back home, and the people were friendly and welcoming. They wanted to talk with me for some reason, and somehow, some way, I stumbled through talking with them. It was like going on an adventure, and I felt like I was living a dream. At the same time, when I finally picked up the phone to talk to my friend, some doubt crept in. I told my friend something like, "So, hey, I'm here in town. Would you like to meet in person?" And their genuine surprise and enthusiasm at finally being able to meet after all these years shook me awake. Oh my God, they actually want to meet. What am I even doing here? I don't do this. This is not me at all. I don't even know what to say. This is going to be a disaster. We made a plan to meet in the town square. I remember each step there because it felt like time had slowed. One step, I thought to myself, this is so weird. I didn't tell them I was coming. I flew out to this country because I knew them. What do I even say if they ask, "Did you come here just for me?" Another step, and I started thinking of the trip so far. Trying to navigate conversations at breakfast with new people in hostels. How I was so shy to even ask a group of fellow travelers if I could join them to eat toast. Like, how dare I disturb their peace? And how that they were actually glad to speak with me. it wasn't such a huge deal that it was in my mind. And then another step around the corner to the town square. I thought of a memory not too long ago in high school. I had joined a sports team and we had actually did the sports thing together, achieving something difficult to do by working together as a group and everyone digging deep to make that happen. That was legitimately an amazing experience. But after the sport event was over, and when it was time to celebrate, I couldn't do it and left early. I remember telling my parents, I just don't know how to talk to people. I had that same feeling when I first started college. Sitting in the college cafeteria after my parents dropped me off and wished me well, I was just kind of tearing up, feeling overwhelmed and like, I don't know what to do here. What if this was just the way it was always going to be? Just a struggle each time I was around other people. This trip was definitely doing things for the first time, which meant a lot of growing past my comfort zone, but I was still very much who I was. I turned the corner and saw the town square. At the center was a statue of Saint Michael the Dragon Slayer. Now, it's been a while, so I definitely could be adding things that weren't there. But it felt like Saint Michael was riding a horse that had its front hooves in the air, as if they were about to charge into battle. And of course, at the base of the statue, many moments shared between us through a modem and loose leaf paper was my friend. And also, of course, they were just casually leaning against the base of the statue before looking around and staring directly at me. The trip had its ups and downs. That was something I would come to know for any kind of journey. It can be a mix of fun at times, challenging at times, and also, what am I doing here again? At times. The biggest reveal for me was traveling was not some kind of magical solution that I was hoping it would be. But when I saw my friends' excitement and enthusiasm to finally be meeting in person, a wave of comfort washed over me. This is exactly what I need to be doing, I thought. Even though I was overwhelmed and uncertain about what would happen next, I knew that this moment would affect me for the rest of my life. Before I could take another step, my friend ran up to me and gave me one of the tightest hugs I have ever had. And looking back on this moment and on that hug, it helped me grow in a way I couldn't have imagined. Thank you so much for your time, and take care.